Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Star Trek Judgement Rites. And when last we left off, Kirk, Chekhov and Scotty were enjoying some much-needed shore leave on Nova Eta. And by much-needed shore leave, I mean that they're in a museum where something terrible is happening, and armed people are taking out the cameras and tying up the security guards, and the curator is currently unconscious, after something backfired on this console. We managed to pick up some cognac, and now there are a few other things that we can probably pick up, but for now, let's look at the rest of the crew.
Chekhov is determined to find out who would harm such a fine gentleman with ties to the old country. Then enjoy the rest of his shore leave.
Might be a while before we're enjoying our shore leave.
The chief engineer was looking forward to an idyllic day, sipping cognac and looking at old machinery.
It's never that way when you're a member of the Enterprise.
Captain Kirk, wherever he goes, trouble seems to be waiting.
That's true.
Look around, gentlemen. Let's see if we can find something to solve this little mystery.
We hopefully shall.
This is not quite the shore leave I expected, Captain.
I don't think it's a shore leave anyone expected.
I do not know what we should do next, Captain. Maybe I can wring some information out of that security panel.
You could try. There are a few things we can look around and get, though.
An enormous bottle of cognac. The plaque below reads, "This Jeroboam of Kazakhstanian cognac is from the first blending and 40-year aging on Nova Atar."
We're gonna take it.
I feel rather bad about this, Captain.
We might need it.
I do too, Scotty, but it's always surprising what you need in an emergency.
Yeah, you never know. There is something else actually under there. Look at that.
The note on the paper reads, Brezhnev, VVSOP 2123.
I think we need that. Let's take it.
I wonder what this is for.
I think it's a password. Also, here's a tray.
Finely crafted silver serving tray.
So finely crafted, we're gonna take it. Take everything that's not nailed down.
This is a very expensive silver tray.
It is. Also, here's a knight.
An old suit of armor, but with a strong framework added inside to avoid any accidents. It's holding a large metal lance in its right gauntlet.
Can we take that lance?
The large lance shows somewhere.
I'm surprised we can store that anywhere. Also, I'm pretty sure that might be everything that we can actually take. But we could use Mr. Scotty on the console. What can you determine, Mr. Scott? Anything?
Not much of a trap, really. Fixed it up with a wee change of wiring.
Fair enough. So you can't actually discover anything from the actual console.
I've checked the system, Captain. Whoever sabotaged it did a fine job. All of the modules of the security system were cut off from each other when the curator tried to trigger the defenses. And I do not think I can repair from here.
Fair enough.
I wish we had more information. We don't know who they are, what they want, or how long we have to stop them.
That is also true. And I bet the door's locked, isn't it? I bet the door is locked. Also, what's this?
This glass birdhouse is the nesting place of a Brechnerian swallow.
Can we open the door? Is the door going to open? Bet it's not going to open.
Security lockdown in effect. Please enter release code.
Okay. I don't think we have the code. I really do not think that we have the code. We could try this. I mean, it is a code. Is that going to work?
Incorrect access code. Access denied.
Great. So we're stuck. There is this console, though, that he was by.
The curator's desk. Neat. Organized.
Might as well have a look at it. I mean, what's the worst that we could find? Another death trap, maybe.
This is helpful. There's a button under the edge of the desk when the curator wants to open the door.
That is helpful. Let's go out.
Captain, what will we do when we get to the other room and the door closes?
That's a good plan. We could... It sounds silly.
Mr. Chekhov, see if you can wedge that knight under the door.
That's a plan.
Yes, Captain.
It's gonna ruin the suit of armor, but it could work. That worked.
There, that should hold the door open.
Hopefully. And also damage the helmet, but hey, we're out now. Let's move out. There are probably a few things that we actually want to do here. We want to start basically seeing if we can get anything. So, Scotty is the engineer here. Scotty, use everything. See what you can find.
I've looked this beastie over, and the only things we might be able to use are the capacitors. I've taken them out. They'll soak up a wee bit of power before releasing it.
Excellent. We actually don't have any way to charge it, though, do we? I don't think we do. Then again, this is a charging table. It is used for generating stuff, as I said before. So, let's see what happens.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
Excellent. We might as well put them both on there.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
Excellent. Now, there is wiring. I suppose we could see if Scotty will have that. See what you can salvage. I know we're destroying museum pieces, but this might be more important.
Well, it's not like anyone's likely to be using this monstrosity soon, so I pulled out the only things we might be able to use. It's not much, only some heat-resistant wiring and a cable.
That's still not bad. I doubt that door is gonna open. I really doubt that door is gonna open. But we might as well head this way. We actually didn't head this way, did we?
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
I think this one is going to be the, we only have one code. We might as well try it. We might as well try the code. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Security lock deactivated.
Excellent. I did write it down. It's definitely something you need to write. Ooh, this room we haven't been in.
The surface of the old docking ring is pitted from micrometeorite strikes, and there are several large welds running completely around it. Many magnetic coupling clamps are uniformly spaced around the ring. The plaque reads, "This docking ring was recovered in pieces from the port facilities at Genevieve 9, where it was broken when a freighter, the Hardy, accidentally turned on its thrusters just before mooring was completed."
Oops. What about this?
Low and sleek, this space vehicle has a Spartan look, written on the plaque. This is the escape pod in which the famous smuggler known as the Black McKiernan was captured. Unable to outrun his pursuers, McKiernan tried to escape in the pod as he blew up his ship, hoping the authorities would think he had perished. The pod had been specially constructed of expensive metalloceramic alloys to withstand such an escape tactic. Unfortunately for McKiernan, the pursuit included a trailing scout ship looking for a backtracking maneuver, and when the smiling smuggler opened the hatch thinking he'd made planetfall, he was treated to the inside view of a Federation cruiser's shuttle bay.
That's not good for him.
This was a sensor diagram from the Remembrance, an early Terran interstellar craft.
And lastly,
The plaque reads, "A failed experiment in Habis robotics. The Green Mark 6 was one of those ideas where the original concept might have been sound, but the follow-ups were too much. Planned as a simple cargo handler, attempts were made at increasing its function and therefore its flexibility. Unfortunately, proposed missions such as security were well beyond its recognition systems and processors. One small piece of lasting notoriety was that the Mark 6 was one of the first Habis robotic uses of room temperature superconducting wiring. While the wiring concept went forward, little else of this robot did."
we might be going to get we might be getting the robotics from the conductors from that, the magnetic locks from that, and I don't know what else we're going to get from that, but we're basically salvaging anything we can.
Chekhov is secretly pleased that he got to come along on this adventure.
Really? We might get shot yet.
Scotty figures the only good thing that's coming out of this little adventure is that he gets to tinker with all the antiques.
We still might get shot.
Captain Kirk does not think about escape. He thinks about solutions.
I don't know, he's tried to escape from things before, so...
No shortcuts here, it seems. We better get moving.
Yeah, we need to get moving. We basically need to start figuring stuff out.
I don't think the schematics show the way to the other room through here. Is there something you know that we don't, Captain?
I don't think so.
I don't see anything here that can help us, Captain.
Well, we don't know yet.
I think either one of you could do a fine job manipulating this thing.
I'm not sure if I understand you, Captain.
Why, Mr. Scott, you're the engineer. You figure it out.
Fair enough. Let's see if Mr. Scott can get anything from this.
Most of this is just too massive to move around, but we've got some nice magnetic clamps here.
Excellent. We'll have those. What about this?
This is a bizarre piece of machinery. I wonder what it was designed for.
Well, you're not going to be able to get anything from that. What about this?
Everything on this pod's too tight. I need the proper tools. I was able to get one loose access panel, but I'm not sure what we can do with it.
Well, you never know. You never know. I suppose we should use Chekhov on this, see what you can get from this. Maybe you can get something Scotty can't.
I can't imagine what this machine could be good for.
Well, that's not going to work at all. Can we activate it?
This is not exactly my area of expertise.
I don't think it is, no. It's not activated right now, that's the thing. It's not activated. We could use a capacitor on it, though. These are charged. So we could charge it up and see what we can get. It's an idea.
Chekhov takes the capacitor off of the Aurora generator.
Might as well try. I mean, it's not on. Give it a go. Right. Let's give it a go, shall we? Is this the capacitor? There we go. Let's give this machine life!
It fits. Too bad it isn't charged.
Oh. How do we actually charge it? That's a good question. That's a very good question. They should charge quickly, but we haven't actually turned it on yet. We should actually turn it on.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
They should if we actually have it on.
This machine is putting out a fair amount of power.
An
Okay.
old-style phaser cannon capacitor. It is currently uncharged.
It is, but it's not currently charging anything up.
Mr. Scott would know more about this machine.
Okay. Well, why don't you turn it on?
This machine is putting out a fair amount of power.
Do we put wires into the capacitors?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I feel like I'm missing something here. I really do feel like I'm missing something. Oh! That one's charged. That one's definitely charged.
Chekhov takes the capacitor.
Yep, we've just got to leave them there. Fair enough, we've just got to leave them there. It's just a matter of waiting. Right, now we'll give this machine life! Sort of. Oh. Ah.
That has to be one of the most useless robots I've ever seen.
I don't know, if you want a robot that's just going to judder and explode, it's quite useful.
Badly designed, Captain.
Very badly designed.
It's not going to help us, is it?
No.
Only in a dance contest, Mr. Chekhov.
And it might not even win that. I'm sure we could find something on it. Maybe something.
There's not a worthwhile circuit in its head, Captain. But the wirings may be helpful at some point.
Indeed. And while we're at it, let's get that capacitor back. We most certainly want that capacitor. And we might as well charge it up again.
You would have to know voodoo to get this to work now, Captain.
Okay. Can we get the capacitor back? I suppose that's just what we have to do. Get.
You take the capacitor out of the robot.
Ah, there we go. So, unfortunately, we're not going to get help from that robot. Although, to be fair, I don't think I was expecting to get help from that robot. At all. Even slightly. We have a lot of seemingly useless stuff.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
Okay. Let's see if we can get through this door.
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
We do know an access code. The only access code that we know, which is the one I've written down from that sheet of paper that I was just about to misspell. We don't want to misspell it.
Authorization code correct. Warning. Malfunction in security authorization. Access denied.
I bet this is the job, or rather the work for the people that incapacitated the guards.
It appears that the terrorists do not want any visitors.
They do not. We should probably talk to Scotty and Chekhov.
Do you think we could pry the doors open?
Probably not.
We'd need a mighty big crowbar for that door, laddie.
A very big crowbar.
Captain, when you were in school, did you ever make a tennis ball cannon?
I don't like where this is going.
Of course, Mr. Scott. It's a dormitory tradition. Empty cans, tape, and a little propellant. If I remember my formula... But what's that got to do with our situation?
Are we going to blast the door open?
I was standing here looking at the cannon and thought maybe we could use the same idea to get through that wee door.
Could work.
You're going to knock down the door with a tennis ball?
No, not with the tennis ball.
I'm sure Scotty had something else in mind. You did, didn't you, Mr. Scott?
I hope so. Aye, laddie, we get a tennis ball. No.
Aye, Captain. In an engineering dorm, that's for freshmen only. As you move along, you get into bigger and better versions.
Like lasers.
We'll use a big tennis ball?
No, Chekhov.
No, laddie. I was thinking since we cannot fix the phaser here, maybe we could build some sort of mass driver. The capacitors on the cannon can discharge a lot of power in a short burst.
Oh.
Oh, I remember. Using magnetic fields to propel an object faster and faster.
Don't say it, laddie. You didn't invent them.
Are you sure?
Of course not. I was going to say we will need an iron tennis ball.
Do we have an iron tennis ball? We do have this, this laser thing. This is going to be interesting. We're gonna need a lot of things. We do have these clamps, though. We have lots of things. We might as well take stock of what we have.
U-shaped magnetic clamps.
Okay. Oh, something's charged.
A standard 350 micron interface cable.
That's not a bad thing to have either. What else do we have?
The note on the paper reads, Bresnia, VVSOP 2123.
That's the code that's not working anymore.
Normal heat-resistant wires.
Not bad.
Superconducting wires.
Yep.
A protective panel salvaged from an escape pod.
We might need that. I don't know where.
A standard silver serving tray.
Are we going to use the lance? Is the lance our tennis ball?
A rather worn lance.
It might be.
A decanter full of the curator's finest blend.
Scotty's not going to be happy if we actually destroy that.
A rather large bottle of Kazakhstanian cognac.
Okay, we're going to need to do some engineering, I think. Excellent, they're both ready.
Chekhov takes the capacitor off of the Aurora generator.
Okay.
Chekhov takes the capacitor off of the Aurora generator.
Oh no, I do not... Wait, this has got... We have magnets? Oh... I have an idea. These are magnetic clamps. They are just the right size.
You still have to wire them up, Captain. That's going to be the real job.
We have wires. Don't worry, we have wires. Heat-resistant wires. We have them right here.
Actually, Captain, I don't think these will do. They'd survive firing the beastie, but they don't carry enough current for what we're likely to need.
Maybe the other ones? The other ones might work. Yeah, they'll work.
Captain, I'll need a little help positioning the clamps correctly while wiring them.
I'm sure we'll be able to help you.
Captain, push harder. I'll need these tighter to get more power.
Fair enough.
I'm giving it all I got, Scotty.
Oh, Kirk, you stole his line. But I think we've done it. I think we have done it. I think we've done it. Lastly, let's put the lance there.
One projectile ready to go, Captain.
We are literally going to fire a lance into a door. Yep, this is going to be a thing. Yep. This is, certainly something. Yeah, we're going to have to, fire that. Somehow. Somehow, anyway. These are still charged. I don't think they'll be charged for very long. We could put them on there, I suppose. Yeah, we'll leave them on. I think we'll need the energy anyway, won't we? We'll probably need the energy. So, when we come back, folks, we're going to fire a lance at a door. Also, this lance seems to be flying above Kirk's head right now. Some interesting positioning of the sprite. So, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. Just imagining, like, just the Starfleet report. So, Kirk, you did what to priceless museum artifacts? Well, yes. We ruined a museum. Really badly. And then they lost their shore leave. So, catch you next time, folks. Later.